contact.
Don't worry about all the vibrators, Nick.
Jesus Christ.
We
started already. Thank you, Chris, for that word of wisdom. And hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Star's Poor Excuse for Beer Analysis 101. And today, well, we all know what today is, and we're going to drink a beer in honor of that, even though we're not, well, maybe some of us are, but I'm not. But we're going to take a look at something from the Trailer Park Boys. Brewed by North American Craft. This is Freedom 35 Trailer Park Boys Lager, 5% ABV. First and foremost, let's get to the panel, who we've actually got a bigger crowd than we had last week, which is not hard to do at all. We'll start off with somebody who actually got the beer this week. Radar. Gaseous.
Yeah.
Professional, come on. How you doing this week anyway?
I'm doing very good. I'm looking forward to drink this beer, and that's pretty much it. I have nothing special to say since last week.
Right on. Doesn't take rocket appliances to get this beer for this week.
Nope.
It's already started. And Redbeard, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been on.
It's been a little while.
Shut up, Redbeard.
Goddamn working. What the fuck?
It's been a while since you've been on.
Indeed. I'm very happy to be here.
Yep. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you back, rather.
Yay.
Another one we're happy is here tonight because his chick's working or something. We got Chris, who's late night.
She's also learning how to drive a stick shift.
He's going to drive stick tomorrow, that's for sure.
Listen, I just wanted to say thanks for having me on. And number two, I actually had to go to 2 LCBOs to get this beer because the first one was sold out for some reason for today. I don't know.
That sounds incredibly inconvenient.
Yeah.
So I had to.
It's a good thing you didn't buy the Green Bastard and then have to go up to the liquor store.
So I drove around and found one of these. So let's do this. And by the way, I'm just going to put this out there right now. I hate the show. Thank you.
You're welcome. Speaking of people,
what the hell?
You hate the Trailer Park Boys.
I hate the Trailer Park Boys.
I was going to say, speaking of people that hate this show. Speaking of people that hate this show, hey, Greg. How you doing
Nick.
tonight?
I want to say 3 things. Number 1, I don't support the legalization of cannabis because I don't support any substance that alters your mind. Right. Number two, that's your word on the label. And number 3, I had to only go to 1 LCBO to get this because I actually checked my LCBO app. But it was an inconvenient LCBO. It's 5 minutes out of my way. Not happy with you, Nick. Goodbye.
You're welcome.
I mean, I'm still here.
See you next week. We'll pick a beer that's further away. And, of course, last but certainly not least, and sorry to leave you last tonight, because, always the last place person because of your name.
It's reverse alphabetical.
It's always right after me.
Okay.
So that just means you're our A man.
Wow. Okay.
All right. How you doing tonight, Ash?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm very happy to be here to bring a level of professionalism to this panel. So thank you for having me.
You're pretty much the only one who is.
Show us your tits.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's not actually. Ashley can be a guy's name.
I'm not overweight, man. Like, I'm in pretty decent shape.
So does Taylor.
Hey, tits are tits.
Jesus Christ. All right. Let's get down to the story behind this beer, which I imagine most people can almost already guess. So Trailer Park Boys Freedom 35 Lager started with, of course, North American Craft, which was founded by industry veteran Claude Lefebvre in February of 2011 as a representation organization for brewers that are too small to have their own reps. Brands they represent are Bards of Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is a gluten-free brand, I believe. Little Known Brewing of Toronto. Coolridge and Williams of Delta, BC, which I think is spirits. Parallel 49 of Vancouver, BC. And Propeller Brewing of Halifax, Nova Scotia. North American Craft is also, they also opened Double Trouble Brewing in 2011, a contract brewing operation renting brewing space out of Wellington Brewery in Guelph, Ontario. They've actually since been sold. But in February 2017, North American Craft announced a partnership with Canadian comedy TV show The Trailer Park Boys, a crude but classic show about life in Sunnyvale Trailer Park, which first aired on Showcase channel in 2001 and became a Netflix original series in 2014. The beers were to be brewed using contract brewing space at Wellington Brewery in Guelph, with recipes developed by craft brewing industry veteran Paul Dickey. Paul Dickey has been brewing since 1986 and was an understudy of Michael Hancock of Denison's. We talked about him last week on the show in the late 80s. And is a BJCP certified Grandmaster Level 1 beer judge. Ooh, fancy. He is also brewmaster for Black Oak Brewing, owner of contract brewer Cheshire Valley Brewing, and he also brews for Arch Brewing as well. Having been around the brewing industry for decades, he's developed or co-developed, he's either made or had a hand in making, many famous Ontario classics such as Mill Street's Coffee Porter, Black Oak's Saison, and their Nutcracker Porter, Arch Brewing's Dinner Jacket Red IPA, and pretty much all of Double Trouble's lineup. So he's had a hand in brewing, coming up with the recipes for Hobson Robbers, Prison Break Pilsner, Fire in the Rye, and French Pressed Coffee Stout. Anyway, Freedom 35 lager, named after a humorous quote from the TV show about the Trailer Parks Boys' retirement plans. And it was also chosen in a Facebook post. It was officially released on April 27, 2017 at an LCBO in Toronto, with Ricky, Julian, Bubbles on hand for a meet and greet with fans. North American Craft subsequently followed up the success of the Trailer Park Boys series with two other beers, also developed with Paul Dickey, which is Ricky's Catch 23 malt liquor, which was and their Green Bastard IPA, which is a rye IPA. Trailer Park Boys Freedom 35 is a 5% ABV pale lager, said to be crisp and decent, using drinking lager, and pairs well with good times and pepperoni sticks. Right on. All right, I see that we've got a ton of comments, and nobody except for Ashley to read them. You want to read some comments?
Yeah.
So Greg doesn't.
I have to
I
open
can
up.
read a comment. What the hell?
Stall.
I'm also available to read all comments.
Nobody but Ashley can read the comments. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, nobody, well,
I'm not reading shit.
it's okay.
Okay, Lee says, "Get this going, you shits." Lee also said, "I shared this to Twitter. Don't make a fool out of me."
Oh, God. Okay.
On the 10th said 3 seconds. I
Hurry
don't
up,
know what
Ashley,
that
before it
is.
reads them all.
Yeah, no. They got it all. They're good.
Kent Beer Review says, "Who fucked with the clocks?"
Okay, Eric Gilbert chimes in. Okay, guys. Okay.
You're terrible.
Jesus Christ.
Eric Gilbert doesn't chime in till way later.
Oh, I know. But I'm just passing through some of the other ones that are just like, hello, how's it
Kent
going?
Beer Reviews also
We
says,
missed
"Fell
you."
asleep to the Trailer Park Boys."
He said
Why you
in the
don't read
Trailer Park
comments,
Boys.
Greg?
That sounds disturbing. Craig was
Wow.
in the Trailer Park Boys and fell asleep.
That's kind of weird.
And you got Leahy'd.
Eric passed on the Freedom 35.
He did.
On the 10th says, "Hello, viewers."
And apparently
Kent
Chris
Beer
has lost
Review
some
says,
weight.
"Hi, gents."
Congratulations,
He says, "Hey,
Chris.
Craig."
Well, this turned into a mess. All right, so
It
who's there?
Kent Beer Review says, "Highly, mate."
Chris has lost 32 pounds so far in 61 days. Hey, not bad at all.
Congratulations on
So
that.
that's a lot of sex.
Eric Gilbert passed on the Freedom 35. Doesn't he pass on every single week's beer because he doesn't like any of the ones we do?
He's
Or
just
am I
waiting
thinking
for us
of
to do a
somebody
Flying
else?
Monkeys beer.
Eric Gilbert's
Oh,
drinking
okay.
some Thirsty Ferret. Cool. I don't think I tried that one. That's
Is
from
You
your
lost weight on the
even
10th.
of age to drink?
Who makes Firsty Fair? I've never heard of that.
I think I've heard the name. I might have had it, but I can't remember when.
And Chris is apparently possibly working on a fitness channel or something.
Oh, him and Ralphie together.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a
Fit.
fitness channel, but we'll see.
You know,
Let's get ripped with Chris.
You know, you got to switch to vodka when you want to drink, when you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Geek
We're
and
on the analysis every week.
All
Instead
right,
of a
yeah,
beer every evening, just have half a bottle of vodka. It's fine.
there you go. All right.
This is not drinking in
okay,
Canada,
Badger's
is it?
Thirsty Ferret. That's from the UK. I think it did show up here once, but I think I skipped it too. All right. So moving right along, let's get into histories with this beer, and that's going to start with Radar.
History of the beer. As much as I like Trailer Park Boys, I've never had this beer. This is the first time I'm going to be drinking it. Just opened it. I smelled it. So far, to me, it smells nice, and I'll let you know what I think of it later.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
But also what was the brewery that makes this again?
North American Craft out of Guelph.
I haven't had anything from them either, so I'm.
You probably have had something from them. They've listed Double Trouble's the biggest one that they used to make. Like apparently Double Trouble, they sold them earlier this year to Old Tomorrow, but they were part of that. They were actually a contract brewery that was opened underneath the North American Craft umbrella. And I think what's going on is that the beers from the Trailer Park Boys have been so successful they kind of got pushed out of the Wellington space in Guelph.
Okay. No,
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Other than that, I don't think I've ever had one of their beers, so I'm curious to find out how much this one tastes. And I'm curious to find out what the Green Bastard tastes like. I'll probably for another time.
Did you buy a can of that too?
Nope.
Oh, all right.
It didn't. I was looking for it, but didn't have it where at the one I had to go to. I had to go to the other end of town to get this because over here they didn't have it.
Nice.
So he's going to remain curious.
At least you made the trip today.
Yeah, 20 minutes more than Greg.
I can't believe you missed side lunch last week.
Jesus.
I know. All right, let's move right along. Let's go over to Redbeard. What's your history with this beer?
I had it on a daily drink vlog thing a while back. It was, I didn't mind it, but not terrible. Trailer Park Boys. I've been a huge fan since the beginning. I was kind of sad, actually pretty sad. Like, didn't shed a tear, but really when Jim Leahy died, John Dunsworth, when he died.
John Dunsworth.
I believe it's something to do with him today or something like that. I've seen a lot of posts.
It was yesterday that was the 1 year anniversary of him passing.
That's what it was. Yeah, I saw a lot of posts on that. So yeah, like he was like, I am the liquor. There's so many quotable quotes by him, and I don't know. I feel like they need to make, because they did the this beer with these three guys, the Green Bastard with just kind of bubbles. I feel like he needs his. They should make a malt liquor for him or something.
They made
some kind of
or spirit.
They kind of did spirit liquor.
No, wait, yeah. What great? Did they did a malt liquor? Did they do a malt liquor? Yeah, they did. What was it called?
Oh, Catch 23. The Liquorman's.
Yes, I had that as well. Actually, good catch,
I have
Greg.
a bottle of that left too.
Yeah, so I feel like I don't know what they'd make, but they need to make something in his honor. I feel like that would be really cool.
It should be whiskey.
Well, yeah,
so more of a hard liquor, I guess. He was the liquor. Yeah, he wasn't the beer.
They should have you could literally get Leahy. They should have something in honor of John Dunsworth.
The Shithawk.
Yes.
That worked.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Like there were so many shit things it could be.
Shithawk, and it should also have a
Eye of the Shitacane.
There you go.
And in honor of
never cries shit wolf.
I miss him. I miss him, man.
I know. All right, let's move along to Chris, who hates the show.
Fuck, and all this Trailer Park Boys talk, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, guys. Fuck. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
What's more important that we should celebrate, well, not really celebrate, just remember the loss of Gord Downey, which was
who's that?
A little bit more important.
I was thinking of that too.
In my own opinion, a little bit more important than
again, you're not a fan of Trailer Park Boys. I've never been, and still am not a big fan of the Tragically Hip. So.
There you go. So
I was about to actually post this online, but you've seen the music video. Gord Downey's Trailer Park Boys were on one of the music videos.
Yep. My history with this beer, I've had this a few times. I did untap it a while back. I can't remember the date. I did. I don't want to load it up right now, but I did rate this before, and drinking it again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So I've had this beer before. I've untapped it, and I hate the show. Thanks.
All right.
Not even just hate the show. My God, man. You call yourself a Canadian.
He's Polish.
There you go. Well played.
Right. Anyway, speaking of Polish, let's go over to Greg. What's your history with the Trailer Park Boys and this beer?
I just want to start out by saying I've never seen the Trailer Park Boys, so I have no opinion of them one way or the other. And I have no opinion of the Tragically Hip either. I don't really care for either one, nor one way or the other. I don't have any strong opinions one way or the other. That's my history with them. My history with this beer is I've had it once before. I also had their malt liquor once before, and I've had the Green Bastard once before. I had once one of their beers each time. That's my history. Goodbye.
That was exciting.
That was
riveting.
So over excited whelming. That's even not a word. All right, moving right along to Ashley.
That was great.
What's the beer analysis?
Moving right along to Ash. What?
Yeah. I was going to say, what's a beer analysis without actually inventing an entirely new word? So
you're damn right.
There we go.
Making shit up as we go along. All right, so go ahead, Ash. What's your history?
So with the Trailer Park Boys themselves, I've watched quite a few of the episodes. I think it's funny. I haven't watched all of them. I'm not like a big fanboy or anything like that, but I enjoyed the humor. I've had this beer once before, back in April of last year. I did not try any of the subsequent beers because, and yeah, that's I have nothing exciting about it. I don't know. I've had this once, and this is number 2, and that's it. And actually, for later, I actually have the Green Bastard IPA because I just sort of doubled down and, well, if this doesn't kill me, then maybe that one will. So there we go.
Parts unknown, baby.
Yeah.
All right, moving right along. Of course, I've been quoting Trailer Park Boys all show, but I am a fan of the series. I will admit that. I wasn't a fan up until recently. I remember watching the show back in the 2000s, back when its original run was going on Showcase, and I remember like I had friends that were right into it, and I thought it was kind of stupid, but it just my late fiance was a big fan of it. She quoted a lot of it, and moving right along into about 2015, I think I noticed it was all on Netflix, so I decided to just sit down and watch the show. And after I kept watching the show, I realized that, yeah, it's stupid. That's what's fucking funny about it.
Oh, yeah.
And now, of course, I've watched all the movies and I've watched the entire series, just an entire binge watch over the course of a couple of weeks. I love watching, like, whenever it comes out each year, probably not next year, but whenever they come out with a new season, I'll sit down and watch that back to back, basically. But yeah, I do love the series, and I'm sorry to say that, Chris. I don't mean to offend you. As for the beer, on the other hand, I got this first time I had this. I think I got it right as it came out, and I drank it on a BDU. I did a review on my channel, and I posted that back in what day did I post? August of last year. So I did it as review number 1006. If anybody wants to go take a look at that video, it's pretty decent. And so, yeah, I mean, other than that, I remember liking it back then, and I won't spoil the results of tonight, but yeah, it's exciting to actually do this on a Beer Analysis 101. That's me.
Yeah.
All right. Professional. All right. So anything else in the comments?
Eric Gilbert, he was saying that he needs a Jack Daniels and Coke would be a better review for a Trailer Park Boys theme. He did join in for the Black Label review. Oh God, I remember that one. Actually, you know what? Black Label, I'll still stand by my review of that one. I enjoyed that one. He did chug that. Sorry, what was that?
He said I did joint in, so he was probably.
Yeah, I know. I thought maybe that was a Freudian slip of some sort, or
could be that too.
I don't know. I actually enjoyed that Black Label, but anyways, he chugged that and almost barfed / died. I don't know.
That's why you probably shouldn't chug like general beers in general. Like I probably wouldn't recommend chugging a really good beer either.
Yep.
You'll probably feel sick.
I'd chug like a Bud or something, like a Carling or some shit like that at a party with some guys and like chug a beer. Yeah, I'll chug a beer, but I would not chug a crazy IPA or something like that. Like, no.
Nope. I wouldn't either.
Chug a Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA.
I've not had that. I've not had anything by Dogfish.
Damn, you would shotgun a Dogfish.
Craig from Champion Reviews
is Utopias. Well, they're at it.
That's crazy talk.
All right. All right.
Craig was impressed that we had 16 viewers watching. Thank you for
doing
that.
Yeah, really.
We've been up we're at 13 right now. We've been up around like this number pretty much the whole time. Like cheers to everybody watching.
Plug. Oh, thanks to Red Beard's plug today.
And
I feel like
everyone wants to see on the 10th.
From me would be chatting more, so I don't know about that.
And Chris from On the 10th would like to know what everyone else is drinking. So please, whatever you're drinking, just pop it in the comments. We'll circle back to it.
Everybody watching, feel free to throw some stuff in the chat. We do pay attention to that.
And I got to say something about Eric Gilbert's last comment. The Black Label was getting warm. My God, that beer tastes terrible when it's warmed up. God, jeez.
Like I said, I wanted to be part of that because that was actually the beer that my dad used to drink.
Yeah. Sorry, you had to work that night, I think, didn't you?
I always
tried. But I mean, we also did a beer that we knew that Redbeard was going to love, or not Redbeard, Radar was going to love, and he didn't show up either. So it makes you feel better.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Nothing. Just throwing the shade where it needs to be thrown.
Once I'm not working as much, I will be here hopefully every Wednesday that I can get the beer.
And anybody who's drinking Coors Light, put your in the chat, put your address and the postal code so I can go to your house and kill you.
Okay, disclaimer: these death threats are not actually reader, and please do type in your address.
And all right, YouTube strike.
Moving right along. Yeah. All right, moving right along. Let's go back to the top of the order and see if we have any results.
We're starting with me, right?
Indeed.
Yep.
All right. Well, style-wise, can and smells, I like it. I'd say I would go for a 7 out of 10 for style and whatever it looks. However, when I taste it, I do feel a little bit of. They claim they put citrus in it. I didn't see it. Roasted grain on the nose. I saw that. Followed by lightly malty flavors. I saw that a little bit of honey, yes. Light bitterness, like it claims, it is light on the bitterness and clean on the finish. It's to me, it tastes like a normal beer. That's where I stand on that, and it's too normal to me. It's just too, how can I say, too macro-ish.
Say meh.
Meh. No, no, a little bit more than meh, like meh. Not meh, but
meh.
I like that.
Not meh.
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 So I'm gonna give it a 6.3 out of 10 on final product.
6.3. Look at you go! My God.
7.0 on style. 6.3.
All right.
7, 6.3. That means Redbeard's up.
I was waiting for someone to say
Redbeard.
In a world.
Yeah, this is again, like I had it the first time. I want to say it's pretty much the same. Like I'm looking at the date on it. It has a best before January 24th of next year. So I'm assuming it's within a couple months. Something like that. I don't know if they put a date a year past or 6 months past for best before, but regardless, it smells a little kind of just not right as far as like a lager goes, and it doesn't taste really that great either, in my opinion. It's not something like I bought it and drank it for that review, and I think because of that review, didn't want any more of it. So as far as style goes, I'm going to go like 6, and enjoyment, I'll do the same. 6. It's not terrible, but it's really not something that I am a big fan of overall. We'll say. There you go. Next.
All right.
Next is me.
Next is you, Chris. Go ahead.
All right. Unlike Radar, when I smell this again, like after you mentioned the citrus stuff, I took another smell of this beer, and then there is a citrus smell in there. It's not heavy or anything like that, but you can pull out kind of like I kind of get an orangey. Yeah, an orangey little citrus smell in there. And mine isn't crystal clear. I don't know about yours or whatever, guys, but this is a lager that supposedly is.
There's a little bit of haze to mine.
There is, okay. I thought maybe it was my can, but our cans are the same, so I'm like, I don't know what you guys are looking at and through for your beers or whatever. But needless to say, it's a lager. It tastes like every other lager in my opinion.
My opinion. I like that.
My own opinion. For style, I'm going to give it a 7. It is a lager. It does what it does what it is. It does what it is. It does what it does. But my overall, I'm going to bring it down a little bit from my initial untap. I gave this thing a 4 out of 5 initially, so an 8 out of 10 originally. But I'm bringing it down because it's not really wowing me. It's not. It is just, it's nice and cold. It's easy to drink. I bet you when this actually does warm up a little bit more, it's going to probably be a little bit less likable. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10 for my overall enjoyment. This one,
yeah. There's nothing wow about this beer. I agree with you.
No. It's and it's a gimmick beer, guys. We're not gonna beat around the bush on that one. This is a gimmick beer. If this didn't have the words Trailer Park Boys on it, this would not be. Nobody would be jumping over to the LCBO to grab this beer.
It's a great way to look at it, like that Green Bastard IPA. So it's again gimmicky. That's the only reason you buy it is for the green. Yeah,
and that's what this came down to for me. It's a gimmicky beer, and they put something else on it. Everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna try it." And I would like to, if I had the power to see the actual LCBO and sale numbers on these beers, they've probably dropped since the first time it actually came out.
You know what? I didn't think I'd drop my style down 1 point, please, because I didn't think of that and that whole gimmicky thing. Like they could have.
You can't change your mark.
No, I just did.
You're a terrible
screw up Chris's rating system here.
They could have went all the way and been like, "We're making this Trailer Park Boys. We're going to give you this awesome lager. It'll be gimmicky but still delicious." But they went solely on the gimmicky thing, and that
You originally had a 6, so you want to.
I want to go 5. I want to go 5.
Right,
I want to go 5, please.
I fixed it anyway. So anyway, my ratings are I still give it a 7 for style, and
Chris's own opinion has affected my own opinion.
Right.
All right, I'm done.
That's why you don't have your own opinion. You just have your other.
That's right. I follow the flock.
Right. Anyway, moving right along to somebody else who probably follows his own rhymes with flock. Anyway, like Greg, what do you think?
Okay, so I've had all 3 of these beers. The malt liquor sucks ass. The IPA, average. It's okay, but it's just average. There's too many good IPAs out there. The fact is, there aren't very many great lagers out there. And this one's actually pretty good. This is the best of the 3, in my opinion. It's more of one of those lagers that's sort of, to me, almost like a light IPA. Like, it's got kind of a little bit of a grassiness, a little bit of hoppiness. Like, there's not a lot going on here, but I don't taste corn syrup. And when I look for a lager, I look for something that just basically doesn't suck. Because let's be honest, how many really good lagers are out there? Not that many. Most of them taste like corn syrup crap. Even ones that don't have corn syrup taste like corn syrup crap. So this one's not bad. Like, I think it's pretty good. I mean, to me, the name does nothing for me because, like I said, I have no opinion of the Trailer Park Boys one way or the other. I mean, there's this weird-looking guy who looks like he has Down syndrome. There's Ewart, and then there's this guy who looks like a 70s porn star, possibly Nick back in the day. I don't know. But, so I don't know. I mean, I think this beer is really good. I'm glad you like that one, Nick.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I have no influence by the show, but I think this is just a really solid lager. I mean, I don't think mine's particularly fresh. Like, it looks like mine.
My brain is explodulating or something after listening to your comment about Ricky. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know what you just said. I'm assuming it's something funny. So anyways, so my own personal enjoyment, I am going to give this a 7.5. It's not quite an 8 for me, but it's a pretty solid beer. It's probably up there with, like, a lager. Like, it's not a steam whistle, but that I don't really consider a standard lager anyway. It's Pilsners or something different, even though they're in the same family. Yeah, this is really good. It's really enjoyable. Now, I was going to give it an 8 for style, but since Redbeard's a little bitch and he changed his score based on someone else's opinion, I'm giving it a 9 for style to counteract Redbeard's changing of his score. So 7.5 and a 9.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Elevator.
All right, so try and follow that up there, Ash.
No, I have no problem. So first off, yeah, my can is best before Jan 27th. So working back, this was probably bottled in July, give or take. Tasting notes, on the nose, much like a lot of typical lagers, they get like that slightly sulfuric smell. Got a little bit of hay, a little bit of grass, sort of typical shit. It was really light-bodied, medium to light-bodied, really active carbonation on it. This is a belcher, so to speak. You're going to burp a lot from this one.
Hence the orchestra from Radar.
You got it. And much like most lagers, quickly fading head, no lacing whatsoever, perfectly clean glass when you're done. On my sip, got like a really aggressive earthy bitterness right on the front that I didn't really enjoy or was really planning for from the lager. Sort of faded a little bit to like a little bit of a sweetness on the back end. I did get a little bit of citrus as well, like some citrus notes on the back. But I mean, overall, it was just sort of it felt clumsy. It just didn't feel like a really well made, clean, crisp lager. Like something that I would want to drink a lot of when it's hot. Like I wouldn't want to drink a lot of this when it's hot. Now that I've had it. Now, when I drank this too, it was out of the fridge for about a half hour, so it had a chance to warm up a little bit. But yeah, it was just like a weird bitterness, sort of a gross sweetness halfway through, a little bit of citrus. Like it just, I don't know, it just felt a little clumsily put together. That's all. So when I untapped this, I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. So I don't think my personal enjoyment rating has changed at all. It's like a 5 out of 10 for me. I probably wouldn't buy it again. And then for lager, it's close to being a proper lager, but again, it's a little fucked up all over the place. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10 for style. So 5 for personal enjoyment and 6.5 for style. There we go.
And back about the comment about my operas, it's actually not an opera; it's a soliloquy.
There we go.
Good to know.
Get the Shakespearean thing going.
Now we can finally put that.
Are you belching an iambic pentameter, Radar? Belch or not to belch. All right. My thoughts. Not that anybody cares anymore. I'm actually going to agree more with Greg, I think, because he's right. And I hate saying this that he's right, but I mean, he's right that there's not a lot of great craft lagers out there, and I find this pretty, just like I said in my original review, decent. And yeah, that's both the play on the beer and also the beer's decent. I do like this one. I found I got a quite a bit like that citrus that people are talking about. I found like it was like a lemongrass kind of smell right off the top of it. A light caramel. The taste is very much bready, light, sweet, little herbal earthiness going on, and a subtle creaminess, some subtle cream corn kind of taste in the back. That corn soda. But it's clean, it's light, it's got a lightly creamy mouthfeel, and it goes down super easy. And I really don't have a lot of this left because I'm actually really enjoying this. And it's not like it's lager. I always find lagers to be a very boring style, but I don't mind them when they're done right. And I do find this to be fairly well done. I feel like this beer almost reminds me of like a very well craft brewed version of OV.
What is OV?
Old Vienna. Just I don't know why it reminds me of that beer.
I thought OV was like a venereal disease or something.
Well, it sort of sounded like it, didn't it?
Anyway, moving right along from that, I'm going to give for the style, I'm going to give it an 8. I don't think I quite like it as much as Moosehead, but for out of the style, it's pretty decent. Overall, a 7. 7.5.
Jesus Christ.
Right on. Okay.
Beautiful golf clap.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over to the les comments. Do we have any more comments? And we do not.
No, we don't.
We got 12 people watching. Wow.
We got nothing.
That's
nobody's drinking any beer.
It's like everybody's got this chat open in 2 different browsers on their computer. That's awesome, guys. Thank you for the support.
I think because
either that or we have just a bunch of people that just are completely afraid to have their comments read.
Or maybe nobody's drinking
that,
anything.
or somebody sees live stream the Trailer Park Boys mentioned and they're stoned at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
really far out, man.
Maybe they heard me talking about that Coors Light thing. You don't want to put their address in there.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks for scaring them off, Radar.
Shit. Sorry,
Well, yeah,
guys.
our viewership went down right as you said that. So like,
You know,
all of a
I'm
sudden
willing
it
to
dropped to
bet-
9.
I'm willing to bet Radar is way too lazy to come to your house and murder you. So please put your address. It's really a false threat. Like if you're like 2 blocks away, maybe he'll do it, but otherwise it's not going to happen.
Okay, my camera just randomly turned the camera part off, so I don't know what to say about that. But I'm
I
sorry.
don't
So
need to see your face anyway. But
Now we can't see your beautiful face anymore.
Oh, we can see
fucked up.
I can see a
yeah,
still
I
picture.
can see it in here now for some reason.
Yeah, I can see a Viking.
oh,
A
yeah?
Viking.
on,
No, I see that.
on the
I see
live,
nothing
on the
red-
actual
red
live
beard
feed.
box, I can't see him.
So
Yeah,
I
you
noticed
have
that on the
nothing.
10th. On the 10th, ask what's everyone's drinking, and nobody responded. Like Kent beer reviews. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a
What are
Freedom
you
35.
drinking? All right.
Last
Yeah.
thought, I'm
I
probably going to buy this again if ever I go to a campfire or something. You know.
Yeah.
Carrie, why don't you drop out and come back in? Oh, wait.
I'm gonna try that. Yeah. All right. 1 second, guys.
Sure.
Sorry, we got 12
I guess
people watching.
that one thing we could talk about is the best before dates on our can. My best before date is March 13th, 2019. So I think mine's at least 2 months old, newer than you guys.
Oh yeah, mine's January 21st, so you're quite a bit
Mine's
newer than
January
ours.
24th. The same as Redbeard's.
Mhm.
And I know for a fact mine was not kept in the fridge. So
You.
0102 2019.
102 January.
So January
Yeah.
2nd.
Yay!
Everybody's is in January. Mine's in March. I don't know. Yes, they're different batches, obviously, but I don't
You
know.
got
I
that
mean,
trailer
they're
park
making
freshness.
Of them. They're making lots of them, so I'm not surprised.
All right. Anyway, Carrie's back just in time for us to go to Chris. Let me hit the present on you. He's got the final score, the sketch of the final scores.
All right. Oh shit. Let's get it. Let's get right into this.
yeah,
Let's get right into the scores.
Oh shit! I did it again. What the fuck, man? That wasn't supposed to happen.
Ooh,
Final
that's
score.
really ruin it.
Real quick. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Okay, the final
Nice.
scores.
That was awesome.
Brought to you
The
by-
final scores are brought to you by Legalization Day, baby. Let's get high, bitches.
Damn, straight.
That's
Woo.
why we high today. That's why we did the Trailer Park Boys.
Thanks, bud.
Smoke.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, there, geez.
That was some
What the
alien
fuck-
radar
what the
language.
fuck was
My
that?
God.
Anyway, so our final scores on Freedom 35, the Trailer Park Boys gimmick lager, comes in at, here we go. Now we got a 7.08 for style and a 6.38 for overall enjoyment.
Yeah, I brought that
So
up.
this beer-
Yeah, me and Greg brought it up. That's
Yeah.
kind of gross.
I said 6.3, and then that's exactly what it is.
No, 6.38. Not exactly what it is. my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, no, exactly.
6.38.
Closer to 6.4.
That's right.
The whole point of it is it's just an average beer, guys. That's basically what this is.
I think it's an average beer, but a better than average lager. That's
Yes,
how I would say.
and that's kind of why I gave it such stellar marks. This is rating it based on a lager.
Yeah, even as far as a lager goes, I still find it to be like just kind of
Meh.
meh. I've had ones
Lagers
that
in
are
general
a
are
lot
kind
more.
of meh, but
Yeah, but I've had ones that have a lot more of that kind of nice caramel malt flavor in them and stuff like that. And just this one here, the overall flavor profile just didn't really.
Yep.
do it for me.
For me, this beer is a chuggable beer. You can pound
Yes.
these down like no problem. It's not offensive. It's
Well,
not.
it's like
it's not extraordinary, and you know, I mean, you can still drink this beer. If somebody gave me this beer, I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah, exactly. It's along the lines of it's along the lines of like a bud or something like that. If I'm at a party and somebody gave me this beer or a bud or a James Ready or something, it's all drinkable, okay beer, but it's nothing I'm gonna buy myself.
No, I won't. Do you know what? The only reason I bought this today is because we were doing it on this. I normally don't go back to this beer.
Yeah,
So
me as well. Like
Yeah.
I haven't been on a beer analysis in a long time, and I miss you guys. And
Oh.
I randomly had the night off out of
no.
nowhere, and I was like, I can get this beer. Damn right, I'm gonna be here. So cheers to everybody.
See, someone I think Red Beer was mentioning caramel, and the thing is, I can't stand any sweetness in my lager, so that might be the reason why.
It's not so much a sweet flavor; it's just the overall kind of this awesome.
Just the taste.
It's not like I know what you mean by the sweet flavors, but like the caramel malty flavor is not so much a sweet malty flavor. It's just a
depth of.
It's
flavor.
just so goddamn delicious, man. Like,
I don't know.
I can't roll.
I don't care for your kinds of things.
It's
That's
probably
what it's all about. It's about personal enjoyment, and
Yep.
some people have different opinions.
Everybody has a different fucking tongue in their mouth.
And a different palate.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, you have a few different tongues in your mouth.
Oh god.
I'm saying at all times, the tongue that is yours, unless you have multiple tongues that are your own in your mouth, there is a fruit fly that is going to get his face ripped off.
That's rude. Now, I just want to say one thing. I don't know if it had anything to do with this beer, but at the LCBO where I bought this, which I was again inconvenienced to go there, it's not my normal LCBO, and they've got these sort of macro beers and craft beers separated. I don't know why, but they're on two sides of the store. I guess that's just how they decided to do it. I was the victim of racial profiling because I was in the craft beer section picking up this, and I picked up a few other random things. One of the LCBO employees, I swear to Christ, from across the store yells at me, Sir, the European beers are over there. If you're looking for Heineken, they're over on that side of the store."
Are you serious?
Wow.
That's hilarious.
I shit you not. I'm just like, what is it about me that looks like I'm after a Heineken? Like, is it because I'm Polish? You think like I'm after a Heineken?
Like, how confident as an LCBO employee do you have to be like, I see that guy.
Look at that douche over there. He's a super douche.
That's insane.
One, he like.
I think I've been profiled as a white European that wants to drink a Eurolager.
That's fucked up, man.
That guy looks like a douche. Hey, the European beers are over here.
Were you wearing like a tracksuit, like a matching tracksuit from top to bottom?
Did you drive in your Camaro?
I did, but he didn't see me. It was in the parking lot. It wasn't.
You were wearing a tracksuit?
No, I was not wearing a tracksuit. I don't typically wear tracksuits when I go out.
He was wearing an.
No, I had jeans and I had a golf shirt on.
There you go.
On it?
But I had a jacket on, so he probably wouldn't even seen what shirt I was wearing.
It had the Polish eagle on it.
Yes.
Also, I had a giant gold chain that said Thug Life on it.
Oh, well, there you go. There it is. Thug
Life. You're wearing your Heineken hat.
That's true. I had my full Heineken tracksuit. It was just really funny, and it was just like, it's not a big store, granted, but it was like the dude was at the front of the store and he yelled this at me. I'm just like I guess I appreciate you trying to help me out, but I'm just like, I don't know why you thought you were so adamant.
You should have just yelled back, there. Fuck you!
That's awesome.
I think that we're going to wrap this up, Nick. What do you think?
Yeah, I just want to just point one last thing out before we go. That to save your cans, because apparently they're worth something on eBay.
Oh shit! I'll sell for $3.
I can't find the link, but there was somebody that had just sold for $13 a can of an empty can of Freedom 35 and of Green Bastard. I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna get the trifecta and put it on an auction. There you go.
What is next week's beer?
Next week's beer is going to be something that Ashley sent to me. Thank you very much. We'll do Rodenbach Grand Cru. We're gonna go something super special.
Can I get that beer here?
Yes, you can.
I can get that, and if I'm not working, I will definitely be part of it.
And I will mention that we're about halfway through, and I'm kind of posthumous, what do you call it? After the fact, calling it Crafttober. We're gonna do Macrovember after this.
Yeah,
and because I want to return to the craft macro style eventually, but it's just we had a whole bunch of craft beers we had all at once. So, but I don't want to leave the UK guys out of the mix too, because it just seems like every time we do a Canadian beer like this, it's whatever, doesn't need to be said.
All right, so what's up with my camera?
You're not being very inclusive.
Yeah. I know. Well, that's just it. I'm sorry, Chris. Thanks for sticking around and watching anyway. I think you're still there.
Palm beer.
All right. So moving right along, I think that's it. We're gonna go live in a moment. Wow, we went really long tonight.
We're gonna go live in a
Yeah.
moment.
We're gonna go live in a moment with an after chat. And yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
For fuck's sakes, guys.
Question. Is it from Palm Breweries?
Yes, that's the one. Palm
Oh.
Rodenbach Grand Cru.
That's on the LCBO right next to my work. They have some, so I'll be here.
Probably be
Wow,
able to get
that's
a bottle.
convenient. I hope it's
Need
convenient
more
for me
all the
too.
radar.
I hope it's
Wow.
monster.
Apparently, if I tap my camera, it comes back. Let me go.
Huh.
You gotta lose your speech
Shorten your
or
camera.
something.
I don't know what's
You
up with
have
that.
a bad wire.
Maybe, possibly. I hope not.
All right.
God damn.
Anyway, we're gonna go offline. And the last
Thanks
words.
for watching. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Oh,
Thanks,
woo.
folks.
Don't race.